Please stand and join us for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, welcome to our May 18th council meeting. Matt, start us with a roll call.
Councilor Savage,
Here.
Robinson,
Here.
Demas,
Here.
Zadi,
Here.
Halter,
Here.
Vitolo, West,
Here.
Hickerson, Maricomo.
Here. First off, just a minute to, I'd like to say on behalf of the City of Rock Springs, congratulations to all of our graduates. What a crazy year we've all been through, but especially our students in school that they've had to deal with. It sounds like the seniors' graduation event went well as far as their party. Although we had a rainstorm, I think, and got moved over to the Civic. Thanks for everything you guys did to make that work out. Much appreciated. And counselors, with that, I'd entertain a motion to approve the minutes from the City Council meeting held May 4th, 2021.
So moved, Your Honor.
We do have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, this is going to take us right into bid openings. And we have one item for bid. And it's going to be our vehicle leasing and fleet management. We have two bidders. One's going to be Acme Auto Leasing LLC out of North Haven, Connecticut. And two's going to be Enterprise Centennial, Colorado. Okay, first one is Acme Auto Leasing. We do have a bid bond attached. I'm hoping these are going to be per vehicle. And from what I see, there's several different options that have been bid.
Does it say anything about asphalt or concrete?
Oh, we funny.
I'm sure if I dug deep enough, it's in here. There's a lot of different options here, but I'm going to read the total vehicle price. There's several vehicles, and then staff can compare them and offer a sensible recommendation to the City Council. Total vehicle price, $43,100. $43,100. And let's just hope when I open the next bid that they did the same thing, so. We're somewhat comparing apples to apples here. There's a bid bond. Okay, the second bidder is Enterprise, and we were notified that the bid bond was in a separate sealed envelope, which I'm thinking is this envelope. Yeah, bid bond is attached. I'm going to say that is not the case. Let's see if I can find it. It's marked on page 27, and none of the pages are marked with numbers. I'm just going to go with one of the vehicles. It looks like it's the same vehicle that was bid, the Ford Interceptor. Total price, $41,817. $41,817. And as I mentioned, there are a lot of options in here, so I'm going to turn these bids over to staff for a detailed review and a recommendation back to the city council. And that is going to lead us on to our commendations section of our agenda. And we're honored tonight to have Brennan Welch. Is Brennan here? Brennan, I understand you want to say a few words before we go into this. Tell us about what you've been doing and what you've done to help animal control. I remember a while back we met down there and surprised you a little bit, but it sounds like you weren't done with your efforts at that point. So come on up, make sure that little light's on at the microphone. Push the button, and then if you would pull it down and let us know what you've been up to.
Green, is it okay?
What's
Do I
that?
need to push the
Yeah,
button?
green means go.
What? How's that?
I love animals. I think what you're doing at the animal shelter is amazing and great. I'm always trying to come up with new ideas to raise money to be able to purchase necessary items I want to be an inspiration to others to let them know they can donate and volunteer as well. It is so important to take care of the animals because they are living creatures who need forever homes. The staff has been amazing. I thank the mayor for his support to the animal shelter. They all done.
Well, Brennan has raised well over $1,000, I believe, to help animal control. And of course, as you can hear, he's not done yet. And with all the complaints that we get throughout the city, it sure is a breath of fresh air to see a young entrepreneur with such a kind heart come down to the city council and spend some time with us. And we appreciate all you do for our animals, because our animals are, they're one of our families, aren't they? And we got to take care of them. We have to make good decisions. And we have an Outstanding Citizen Award for you. And this commendation is bestowed upon Brennan Welsh as a symbol of our appreciation for your commitment to the city of Rock Springs by going above and beyond through your generous donations to our animal control division. Thank you for adding to our strength of our community. Dated this 18th May, day of May 2021, and signed by Mayor Timothy A. Como, City Councilors Jeannie Demas, Rob Zotti, Larry Hickerson, Keaton West, Tim Robinson, Tim Savage, David Halter, and Brent Patolo. And I think we owe you another round of applause and give you a... Nice to have about 23,000 more of you. Yeah, thank you. You have a good night, and thanks for coming down and spending some time with us. Thank you.
Your Honor.
Yeah, Councilor Savage.
Thank you. I just wanted to say that you truly are an inspiration to all of us, young and old, and that I think you covered everything, but people can now donate directly to animal control, either money or material goods, and they can volunteer. They can apply to volunteer. They can foster animals. There's all kinds of things that can be done, and I think animal control is one of, if not the toughest, one of the toughest jobs in the city. Yet you guys make it look easy. And you know, like this thing you just did with the postal workers, I'd be curious how that went. I haven't heard of them doing that before. And just all the things that you're adding and improving, it seems like something's going on all the time. So thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Councilor Savage. Thanks again. Keep up the great work. Next, councilors, we're going to move to our appointment section of our agenda, and we're going to make the first three appointments together. Mr. President, members of the council, I'm going to submit the names of Lauren Shanefield to serve second term, Beautification Tree Committee, Todd Redmond, second term, Beautification Tree Committee, and Laura Lee, first term, Beautification Tree Committee.
Hey, Council, you have before you the names Lauren Schoenfeld, Todd Redmond, and Laura Lee serving on the Beautification Tree Committee. Can I get a motion for approval?
So moved.
A second, please,
Second.
and roll call.
Counselor Robinson,
Yes.
Demus,
Yes.
Zadi,
Yes.
Halter,
Yes.
West,
Yes.
Savage.
Yes.
Mayor, you have your appointment.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the council. Mr. President, I submit to you the name of Matt McBurnett to serve first term, Southwest Regional Airport Board.
Okay, council, you have before you the name Matt McBurnett, as if he doesn't do enough already, for the city, and serving on the Southwest Regional Airport Board. Can I get a motion for approval?
So moved.
And a second, please.
Second.
And roll call?
Counselor Demus,
Yes.
Zadi,
Yes.
Halter,
Yes.
West,
Yes.
Savage,
Yes.
Robinson.
Yes.
Mayor, you have your appointment.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the council. This is going to move us on to the presentations and proclamations, of which we have, once again this year, Arbor Day. And I don't know, Mr. Mark Bimbo, do you want to come down and let us know you're planting another $150,000 worth of trees? And they're all going to grow. These two, by all means, they're the brawn behind making our city look good. And my biggest fear as we were working towards cuts towards our budget and the like is that we did everything we could to maintain our upkeep on our trees and to keep growing our tree population, which is critical to the city, and maintaining our status in Tree City, USA. But Mr. Lyon, go ahead.
Your Honor, councilors, yes, we'll be doing Arbor Day out at the High Desert Arboretum, which is out there alongside the golf course, this Friday, 10 a.m., if you want to come on out. Bimbo and the crew just unloaded 82 trees this afternoon.
Nice.
And so that's probably a little bit less compared to what we do typically in the past, but yes, because of some budget constraints and some things we're looking at. But we definitely are going to maintain our Tree City USA status. And so this year, this will be our 27th year the City of Rock Springs has had the Tree City USA status. 15 of those years I've been here with that. So it's a big effort. It's tough to grow trees in Rock Springs, Wyoming, and we're high desert, but we do the best we can, and we'll be doing some replacements out there at the Arboretum. And this will, hopefully at some point, we'll be doing a ribbon cutting out on that location as well, and getting more of the public involved in being out there. And so that's still a little project that's in the works, but if it can grow out there, it can grow anywhere else in Rock Springs. So.
That's right. That's right. Well, we appreciate all that you guys do, and by all means, I'll sure help where I can to go out and plant some trees. Any idea where, or just wherever they're needed? I mean, it seems like our trees, especially after 2 o'clock when the bars shut down, seem to be a target around town.
Yeah,
That and a light pole.
most definitely. But yeah, we're gonna be doing some replacements out there at the Arboretum, and that's where we'll do it for the day. But we do have some other items that we're gonna be doing throughout the park system and the green belts on some
Right on.
trees that we have lost due to those types of things and whatnot. So we'll be doing it throughout the city as we move forward. We won't be planting 82 trees out there on Arbor Day, but we'll be putting a few in.
Okay. With that, we have a proclamation from the City of Rock Springs that reads, whereas in 1872, J. Sterling Morton proposed to the Nebraska Board of Agriculture that a special day be set aside for the planting of trees. And this holiday is called Arbor Day, was first observed with the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska. And the holiday of Arbor Day is now observed throughout the nation and the world. And trees can reduce the erosion of our precious topsoil by wind and water, cut heating and cooling costs, moderate temperature, clean the air, and produce life-giving oxygen and provide a habitat for wildlife. And trees are a renewable resource, giving us paper, wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and countless other wood products. And trees in our city increase property values, enhancing the economic vitality for businesses in our business areas and beautifying our community. And trees, wherever they are planted, are a source of joy and spiritual renewal. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Timothy A. Como, Mayor of the City of Rock Springs, do hereby proclaim Friday, May 21st, 2021 to be Arbor Day in Rock Springs, Wyoming, and I urge all of our citizens to celebrate Arbor Day and to support efforts to protect our trees and woodlands. I urge all citizens to plant trees to gladden the heart and promote the well-being of this and future generations. To commemorate Arbor Day, a tree planting will take place at the High Desert Arboretum, May 21st, 10 o'clock a.m. And I did notice along Dewar Drive today, our trees also have another service, because we got a guy there that's selling T-shirts, and they were hung up on all the trees, and I thought, there you go, one more ability for our trees to serve the public. And,
Well, you know, Honor, they say if trees provided Wi-Fi, that we'd plant them all over the place, but they just provide oxygen that we breathe. So
yeah, so there you
why
go.
would we do it?
Well, we have a proclamation for you. We look forward to seeing more greenery and more oxygen out in the community. And if all goes well, fewer masks. We'll get there. With that, councilors, we're going to move on to a public hearing. We have one item under public hearings, and that is a public hearing for on two applications for a transfer of ownership of two retail liquor licenses by CF Altitude LLC, doing business as Alta Convenience, number 6224, located at 2506 Dewar Drive, and Alta Convenience, number 6221, located at 1640 Elk Street, Rock Springs, of which we'll take action on under new business item number 1. Is there anyone here today wishing to provide any comments in regards to this public hearing?
Are we signing in?
If you would just state your name, Matt, Matt will jot you down. If you just
Okay.
state your name for the record.
Okay. Jay Schneiders. Mayor Como and members of the city council, it was just 10 and a half years ago that I was here asking for a similar approval of the liquor licenses to be transferred from the Bunning family to Red Horse Oil to May. And tonight I'm asking you to do the same, transfer the licenses from Red Horse Oil and RHO Properties to Alta Convenience. And instead of listening to me, I thought it'd be a good idea to listen to Dennis and hear a little bit about who Alta Convenience is.
Thank you, Jay. I just wanted to kind of give a little bit of background about who CF Altitude is and Alta Convenience. So, my name, first of all, is Dennis. Last name is Dirkse. It's D-I-R-K-S-E. I live at 1239 West Lone Cowboy Drive in Pueblo West, Colorado. Just a little background. I've been in the business for 34 years and have been in a position to sell alcohol for several of them. We currently have 106 stores with over 700 employees. We hold 87 beer or liquor licenses throughout 4 states. We are familiar with Wyoming liquor code, even though this is our first time coming here. I've asked a lot of questions. Legal drinking age of 21 years old. Current age to sell is 21 years of age. Hours we're able to sell, we would say 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. because that's what time the stores close, but it's 2 a.m. I believe. Types of acceptable identification: a state-issued driver's license, state-issued ID card, military identification card, passport or an alien registration card, and a little bit about the outlet operation. I won't take up too much of your time, but for most of our stores that we have, they're open from 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. We do have 24-hour stores, not a lot of them, but in those stores, we have locks on all of our beer doors, so they can't get into them if after hours of selling. Currently, our stores average around 8 to 10 employees. The beer or liquor is always located within view of the cashier at the register. As far as our cash register systems, they all scan IDs. And as far as training, a lot of times we'll use the state programs. I'm not familiar with Wyoming state program, if they have one that law enforcement actually does. But we have our own program that we do, but we try to do both if you have something available. It's called, it's a computer-based training course, and it's called Techniques of Alcohol Management, and it's specific to the convenience store business. But it's about a 45-minute course, and they go through all different kinds of scenarios on, computer generated, where they learn about how to sell alcohol and all the signs that they need to see if there's issues. We also outsource a company, and it's called the BARS program. I don't know if you're familiar with that or not, but it's a company that we've hired. They come into all of our stores once a month, and they do ID checks, or basically not ID checks, they come in and they try to purchase alcohol or tobacco, and they come in, and what they'll do is they'll bring it to the counter. If the cashier doesn't ask for ID, they get a red card. If they do ask for ID, they get a green card. This person is between the ages of 21 and 26. So as part of that, if an employee does everything they're supposed to do and they get a green card, for them that's monetary value. We like to reward our employees for doing a good job. If they get a red card, that's when we go through our corrective action process. The first time they get a red card, that's when we take them back through training and we review everything with them. If they get a second one, that's where we determine if they need to be employed by our company. We ID as a policy anybody who appears to be under the age of 50. And the last comment I'll make is this is from top to bottom. If it was me, if it was a sales associate, if it's a store manager, if it's one of my area sales managers, anybody who sells alcohol or tobacco to a minor is immediately terminated. If you have any questions for me.
Council? Councilman Savage?
I don't hear very well, so I wasn't sure what you said, but did you say that your cash registers can scan IDs?
Yeah, they scan IDs.
How does that work?
They ask for an ID and they take it instead of reading it, because from my past history, that's what I've noticed. A lot of people, though, that's where we get issues, is with people reading IDs and getting the right dates or dates correct. We have a scan feature on our registers where they can just scan it and it pops up their ID. So if you look.
And what does it show?
It shows their date of birth.
Social security number.
Home address. all
Just
that
like
stuff.
that microchip in your forehead.
Criminal record. So it just amplifies it for them so they can see it better.
Yeah, it gives them another avenue for checking IDs.
Thank you.
Huh.
I thought you'd be more concerned about the appearing over 50.
Well, Dennis, I didn't mean, did you have more?
No, just
Well,
any questions that you have.
I'd like to, first off, welcome to our community. I look forward to working with you,
Thank you.
and I appreciate your commitment in upholding high standards. It sounds like this isn't your first rodeo, and you know what most of these communities, including ours, expect, and it sounds like you've taken that up a level higher, or I'm sure you'll have a visit by the police chief and get back in line. But welcome to Rock Springs. We're glad to have you.
Thank you. We do take it very seriously.
Your Honor?
Yes, Chief.
Just wanted to let Dennis know that we do offer tips training,
Great.
free of charge, and just contact my department and we'll get you set up with our trainer.
Perfect.
And
Thank you.
really appreciate the steps that you take. We do compliance checks twice a year. Those are no notice, and that's per state statute, so we will do that, and we'll test your employees as well.
Perfect. That's what we want you to do, definitely.
Yeah, and I see the younger generation get put out by having to pull out a driver's license, but you get to be 50, you get kind of excited when you get ID. It's just like, but I think everybody should at least get checked and appreciate it. But we look forward to it. I hope it's a successful endeavor. And if you have any questions, by all means, reach out to myself or Chief Pacheco. We'll help you through it.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? Any comments on the public hearing? Hearing none, we're going to, we'll take action under that under new business item number one. We're going to move on to the regular petition section. It's not a very crowded council room, but I'd ask if there's anyone here tonight that wishes to speak on any issue whatsoever. Now's your time to do so. No, Stephanie, you want to say something? I'm going to close the petition section and move on to our officers and staff reports. Councilors, we have item number 1, the Health Insurance Fund recap for April 2021. 2, the financial support summary, April 2021. 3, the Rock Springs Renewal Fund financial statements, January 2021. And 4, the Rock Springs Housing Authority quarterly report. From the Housing Authority, this is a new report that I think is helpful, and will add some more information to keep the council up to speed and the public on what housing is up to. And with that, I'd entertain a motion to approve all officers and staff reports in place on file.
So moved.
We do have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Okay, this is going to move us to the council committee and board reports, of which we have 1, Sweetwater County Intergovernmental Joint Leadership Group minutes, April 7th, 2021. And I'm going to offer some time to Councilor West. The county commissioners had a meeting today, and just give us an update on the 6 penny initiative.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. I did attend the Board of County Commissioners meeting today, as you all might recall. They were set to make a decision on the cap amount or the years of tax and the percentages for the distributions for the individual municipalities for our next initiative lining up for November of 22. And they made some big strides today and did come up with that cap amount along with some other information. It was decided upon $90 million for the next initiative. Currently, their monthly revenue based off the last, I think it was 5 months, they're averaging about $1,069,000 a month. So when you take 90 million with that document, you're looking 7.02 years to pay off that tax. A lot can change between now and then, but if you use that, just because that's obviously the only numbers we have at this point, you'd be looking about 7 years to pay that off. I'll go ahead and give you these figures, which are broken down by county and individual municipality, just so you have them, as well as the percentages out of that 90 million amount. So for the county themselves, $18 million, which amounts to 20% of the tax. Rock Springs was $41.4 million, which is 46% of the tax. Green River, $23.85 million, which is 26.5%. Wamsutter, $2.25 million, which is 2.5%. Superior, $1.8 million, which is 2%. And both Granger and Bear Oil, $1.35 million, which amount to 1.5% each. So, if you look at our amount compared to our list that we'd kind of left off at the workshop, we're pretty close. So, it's a little longer than I think we had all felt like. You know, those figures we were discussing a week ago was about 1.2 million a month. So obviously that's going to change things on this distribution. But I was glad to see that they took some direction and took some action, and that's what I have to report back to you. So now it's a matter of, do we agree? Are we comfortable with that 7-year amount? As Mr. Slaughter pointed out, you know, a lot could change. It's kind of an all-time low, so to speak, as far as revenue goes. So it's not to say that that would take the actual 7 years. It could take much less than that if sales tax revenue turns around for the better, as we certainly hope it does. So that's what I have. Be happy to answer any other questions.
Councilors? Councilor West, I appreciate your report, and I would just say now that we have some defined caps and term that we get back together in the near future. It doesn't have to be immediately. We have some time, and then take a look at what where we think we're going to be, and compare that to the list that we have, and make a final run on a list that we can present at that time, if that's okay with everybody. Good job, and I'd like to thank the county commissioners as well. It was a good discussion, and I was glad to see that some decisions were made that allow our communities to at least plan in a more detailed fashion. Are there any other council committee or board reports that need to come before the council? Hearing none, I'd entertain a motion to approve the council committee and board reports and place them on file.
So moved, Your Honor.
We do have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We have 4 items underneath correspondence. If you've had time to take a look at them, and if you have questions, bring them up. If not, I'd entertain a motion to approve the correspondence and place on file.
So moved, Your Honor.
We do have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that's going to move us on to the bills and claims, and item number 1 under bills and claims are the bills and claims for May 18th, 2021. Council, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor,
Councilwoman Demus?
I make a motion to approve the bills and claims for May 18th, 2021.
Well, we do have a motion to approve the bills and claims for May 18th, 2021. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And item number 2, the salaries for May 7th, 2021. Councilors, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor,
Councilwoman Demus?
I make a motion to approve the salaries for May 7th, 2021.
We do have a motion to approve the salaries for May 7th, 2021. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Okay, this is going to bring us on to the new business items, councilors. First item up is the request for transfer of ownership of 2 retail liquor licenses by CF Altitude LLC, doing business as Alta Convenience, number 6224, located at 2506 Dewar Drive, and Alta Convenience number 6221, located at 1640 Elk Street, Rock Springs. Councilors, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor,
Councilwoman Demus?
I make a motion to approve this request.
Council, we do have a motion to honor this request. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Okay. Item number 2 is from the Housing Authority. It's a request from the Rock Springs Housing Authority for permission to apply for an HIA group loss prevention grant. Council, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor,
Councilman Savage?
I move to approve this request.
We do have a motion to approve this request. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
It's a very aggressive second. Any opposed?
I really like that one.
Okay, item number 3 is a request for an increase to the further DCAP maximum contribution limit. Councilors, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor,
Councilman Savage?
I move to approve this request.
We do have a motion to approve this request. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 4 is a request from the Parks and Recreation Department for permission to bid the Family Recreation Center gym floor repairs. Councilors, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor,
Councilman West?
move to approve this request.
We have a motion to honor this request. We have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And item number 5 is a request from the Police Department for permission to apply for the 2022 Highway Safety Grant. Councilors, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor,
Councilman Robinson?
I move to approve this request.
We do have a motion to approve this request. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 6 is the request from the Red Desert Roundup Rodeo for road closures for its Red Desert Roundup Parade and for assistance from the city for this event. Councilors, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor.
Councilman Savage?
What's the date for this? Does anybody know?
It's in the, I don't have my.
July
calendar.
31st.
What is it?
July 31st.
Yeah,
You the
Saturday,
man.
July 31st.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor West. Is that also a
I,
form of a
I move to
motion?
approve this request.
We have a
also.
motion to
Thank
approve the
you.
request. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, item number 7 is a request from Lou's Incorporated for a liquor catering permit for the Wyoming Association of County Commissioners Appetizers event on May 19th, 2021, from 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. at the Bunning Hall. Councilors, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor,
Councilwoman Demus?
I make a motion to approve this request.
We have a motion to approve this request. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 8 is a request from Lou's Incorporated for a liquor catering permit for the Wyoming Association of County Commissioners Dinner Banquet on May 20th, 2021, from 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. at the Southwest Wyoming Regional Airport Private Hangar. Councilors, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor.
Councilman
West.
West?
Move to approve this request.
We do have a motion to honor this request. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 9, request from Lou's Incorporated for a liquor catering permit for the Jason Dreer wedding on May 29th, 2021, from 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the Bunning Hall. Councilors, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor,
Councilman Hickerson?
I move to approve this request.
We have a motion to approve this request. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Item number 10, request from the Sweetwater Dirt Racing Alliance doing business as Sweetwater Speedway for 7 malt beverage permits for the Sweetwater Speedway races on May 28th, 29th, June 18th through the 19th, and July 2nd through the 4th, 2021, from 5 p.m. to 11:59 p.m. at the Sweetwater Speedway Dirt Racing Track. Councilors, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor,
Councilwoman Demus.
I make a motion to approve this request.
We have a motion to honor this request. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Abstain.
Let the record show. Item number 11 is the request from Square State Brewing for a malt beverage permit for the Square State Brewing Anniversary Street Party on June 12th, 2021, from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m., along with a road closure on South Main for the event from 1:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Councilors, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor.
Councilman West?
Move to approve this request.
We have a motion to honor this request. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Abstain.
Abstain.
Let the record show. Item number 12, a request from Lisa Sheasley for a malt beverage permit for the Rods and Rails Veteran Beer Garden on June 19th, 2021, from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. at 551 Broadway Street, Rock Springs, Wyoming. Councilors, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor.
Councilman Robinson?
Move to approve this request.
We do have a motion to honor this request. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Abstain.
Let the record show. And item number 13, request from Santa Fe Trail Incorporated for a liquor catering permit for the Celebration of Life for Daryl Sweat on June 30th, 2021, from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Sweetwater Events Complex. Councilors, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor,
Councilwoman Demus?
I make a motion to approve this request.
We do have a motion to honor this request. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And item number 14 is a request from Lynn Pie Incorporated doing business as Bombers Sports Bar for permission to extend their serving area for a charity cornhole tournament on June 5th, 2021 from 1 p.m. to midnight. Councilors, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor,
Councilman Hickerson.
I move to approve this request.
We have a motion to approve this request. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 15 is a request from Square State Brewing for permission to transfer its microbrewery permit to Green River to cater to the Iron Cowboy CrossFit event on June 5th, 2021 from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. at Stratton Myers Park. Permit must be approved by the Green River City Council. Councilors, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor,
Councilwoman Demus.
I make a motion to approve this request.
We have a motion to honor this request. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Abstain.
Let the record show. And item number 16 is a request from Square State Brewing for permission to transfer its microbrewery permit to Green River to cater the fly fishing film tour on June 5th, 2021 from 5:30 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. at Expedition Island, of which the permit must be approved by the Green River City Council as well. Councilors, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor,
Councilman West?
move to approve this request.
We have a motion to approve the request. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Abstain.
Let the record show. It's going to move us on to our resolutions, councilors, of which we have 4 resolutions. Item number 1, Resolution 2021-65.
A resolution acknowledging a prior land vacation and to transfer by quitclaim deed of certain properties situated in the alleyway of the Cruel Jack addition to the city of Rock Springs, Sweetwater County, Wyoming.
Councilors, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor,
Councilman West.
move to approve resolution 2021-65.
Councilors, we do have a motion to approve Resolution 2021-65. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. Roll call.
Councilor Zadi,
Yes.
Halter,
Yes.
West,
Yes.
Hickerson,
Yes.
Savage,
Yes.
Robinson,
Yes.
Demus,
Yes.
Mayor Como.
Yes. Item number 2 is Resolution 2021-67,
666.
or 66, I'm sorry.
A resolution authorizing and directing Timothy A. Como as mayor of the city of Rock Springs, Wyoming, and Matthew L. McBurnett as city clerk of the city of Rock Springs, Wyoming, to accept and approve a budget revision to the budget for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2021.
Councilors, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor,
Councilwoman Demus.
I make a motion to approve Resolution 2021-66.
Councilors, we do have a motion to approve Resolution 2021-66. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. Roll call.
Councilor Halter,
Yes.
West,
Yes.
Hickerson,
Yes.
Savage,
Yes.
Robinson,
Yes.
Demus,
Yes.
Zadi,
Yes.
Mayor Como.
Yes. Item number 3, Resolution 2021-67.
A resolution approving a public parking space lease agreement between the City of Rock Springs and Square State Brewing, P.C., to provide for the placement of an outdoor dining area in 3 parking spaces located adjacent to its establishment.
Councilors, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor,
Councilwoman Demus.
I make a motion to approve Resolution 2021-67.
We do have a motion to approve Resolution 2021-67. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. Roll call.
Councilor West,
Yes.
Hickerson,
Abstain.
Savage,
Yes.
Robinson,
Yes.
Demus,
Yes.
Zadi,
Abstain.
Halter,
Yes.
Mayor Como.
Yes. Item number 4, Resolution 2021-68.
A A resolution accepting and approving an addendum to the exclusive right to lease listing contract with Uinta Realty, Inc. to adjust the proposed lease rates and commission schedule for the lease of real property owned by the city of Rock Springs and located at 502 South Main Street, otherwise known as the First Security Bank Building, and authorizing Timothy A. Como as mayor of the city of Rock Springs to execute said addendum on behalf of the city.
Councilors, any questions on this? Does everybody understand what the request is? Just because of the economy where brokers are reaching out to potential clients and wishing to decrease the rental by $2, basically is what it is. But I'm trying to reach out to some interested parties that this may make a difference. So
And they
reached out.
laughed when I asked if this could be done by December.
What's that?
They laughed when I asked if they could secure this by December. And look where we are now.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. Yeah, and I'll tell you, just numerous issues that have developed due to the COVID-related issues has just been a nightmare. Cost of materials, labor, don't even get me started, but obviously you can make much more money staying home and receiving a check than going to work, and that's been frustrating. Nonetheless, that's a whole nother conversation that I'm be much willing to have, but what's your pleasure on Resolution 2021-68?
I'd move to approve Resolution 2021-68.
We do have a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. Roll call.
Counselor Hickerson,
Yes.
Savage,
Yes.
Robinson,
Yes.
Demus,
Yes.
Zadi,
Yes.
Halter,
Yes.
West,
Yes.
Mayor Como.
Yes. Okay, councilors, that's going to bring us to our ordinance section of our agenda. We have 3 ordinances. The first 2 are on third reading, and the third one on first reading. The first one, ordinance 2021-04, third reading.
An ordinance amending Article 5.2 entitled Operation of Motor Vehicles of the Ordinances of the City of Rock Springs, Wyoming, whereas the governing body of the City of Rock Springs desires to amend Article 4.2 entitled Operation of Motor Vehicles, Section 5207 of the Ordinances of the City of Rock Springs.
Councilors, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor,
Councilman West?
move to approve ordinance 2021-04.
Council, we do have a motion to approve ordinance 2021-04, third reading. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. Roll call.
Counselor Savage,
Yes.
Robinson,
Yes.
Demus,
Yes.
Zadi,
Yes.
Halter,
Yes.
West,
Yes.
Hickerson,
Yes.
Mayor Como.
Yes. Item number 2, ordinance 2021-05, third reading.
An ordinance creating Article 1010 Shared Electric Scooter Program within Chapter 10 Issuance and Regulation of Licenses and Permits of the Ordinances of the City of Rock Springs, Wyoming, whereas the City of Rock Springs desires to broaden the range of environmentally friendly, flexible, affordable, and accessible multimodal transportation options available to the citizens of Rock Springs.
Could you
Impressive.
repeat that? Councilors, Laura is here with us tonight, and she has done some extensive work working with the staff to come up with these ordinances, but she's blessed our presence tonight. Well, because Paul didn't show up, but Laura has requested to make a few changes. So Laura, I'm going to turn this over to you.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Just a couple last minute before third reading goes forward, some tidying up. We wanted to make sure that it's understood that the applicant is responsible to provide the draft contract in their application packet. I believe Kristen passed out a red line version of these, so just to follow along
Right.
with me. Page 2, so basically paragraph G, operator shall provide a draft contract. That includes the following information. Adding paragraph H to that, stating that the contract shall be approved by the city council prior to the operation of the shared electric scooter program. Again, just reemphasizing that. In the next paragraph bumps it from subsection F to G, so small change there. And then a typographical error on page 3, 10-1004, paragraph A2, limits instead of limited. And that should do all the changes.
Thank you, Laura.
You're welcome.
Council, I'd entertain a motion to approve as amended.
Your Honor,
Councilman Halter?
point of order, should we amend it first and then approve it?
There should be a motion to amend first and then acceptance of the ordinance.
I believe you're correct.
So with that, I move to amend.
Thank you, Councilor Halter. We do have a motion to amend. Do we have a second?
Second.
We do have a second to amend. Roll call.
Counselor Robinson,
Yes.
Demus,
Yes.
Zadi,
Yes.
Halter,
Yes.
Batolo, West.
Ouch.
Sorry. I was just reading the name, sorry.
You got a lot going on, Matt.
It all started on my error. I'm sorry.
That was a yes, yeah.
Hickerson,
Yes.
Savage,
Yes.
Mayor Como.
Yes. Councilors, with that, I'd entertain a motion to approve as amended.
Your Honor,
Councilman Halter.
move to approve ordinance 2021-05 as amended.
We do have a motion to approve as amended. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. Roll call.
Counselor Demus,
Yes.
Zadi,
Yes.
Halter,
Yes.
West,
Yes.
Hickerson,
Yes.
Savage,
Yes.
Robinson,
Yes.
Mayor Como.
Yes. With that, item number 3, resolution, or ordinance 2021-06, first reading.
An ordinance amending Article 10-1 of the ordinances of the City of Rock Springs, Wyoming entitled Liquor License, whereas the governing body of the City of Rock Springs as the local license authority finds that amendments to local ordinance regarding catering permits and malt beverage permits are needed to make local ordinances consistent with state statute and to give authority to the mayor to authorize the issue malt beverage and catering permits.
Okay, councilors, just one announcement. I want to thank everybody who's been out there with their orange bags and their gloves and picking up garbage. I know I scored $7 on the west side of town.
I got 30.
30? Well, we weren't in the lucrative part by any means, but there's still plenty of time and plenty of trash. So in the thoughtful mindset of past Councilor Wendorf, pick up your bags, get your gloves, get out, enjoy the sun, be safe. But we're doing the entire month as a citywide cleanup. So thanks for coming out. I appreciate it. They look better. And I did speak with Mr. Kausich, and he said the city streets department have been picking up many bags. So that's a good thing. With no further business to come before the city council, this meeting is adjourned.